So for those of you who don't know yet, I am currently in the process of joining the US military, the US Army.
What is happening, guys? Archiezzle here, and welcome to another video. Archiezzle, hope you guys are having a great day. I'm trying to fight with the noise outside because of the traffic. Right now it is, what time is it right now? 7:27. You can't see it, but it's Floor's picture right there. 17:27. Everyone's getting home from work. Welcome to the outside of my apartment, close to the traffic. Sometimes you hear the cops passing by and all of that. If you do not know me, again, my name is Archiezzle, Staff Sergeant Masibay, US Army Medic, 7 years. I make military videos, Army videos before I join since 2006. Now that I'm in, before I join, and eventually once I'm out, and I show my life and try to entertain you and give you informative stuff about my family, military, and life. Everything under the sun, okay? But for today's video, I want to talk about why I did not join the Air Force, okay? If you guys don't know, some of you might know, I made videos about this before. My story might be like kind of like all over the place, but I was able to recall everything, and it's actually kind of funny. And it happens in real life, and I bet it still happens to everyone right now. But here's the deal. I got here in the States, I migrated from the Philippines in 2006, okay? But I didn't really join the military or ship to basic training for the Army till it was 2011 of March. So from 2006 to 2011, March timeframe, I was a civilian. During that time, I was making full-time YouTube videos, which was able to sustain my life as a part-time job. At one point, it became a full-time job when the YouTube Partner Program was only by invitation. There's no gaming videos back in the day also, because if you upload something that's like gaming related or any gameplay, it's gonna be struck down by copyright and all of that. So, you know, only select people. And my focus of my videos was comedy related, being an immigrant, being Filipino, being Asian, kind of like Kev Jumba and Niga Higa and all of that stuff. Moving forward, there was a time in my life where I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do something else different. You know, I can't just like work in a retail store, you know, work part-time somewhere else, go to community college and stuff like that. You know, I wanted to do something like I can be proud of, you know. I was already a citizen, you know, so it wasn't really like hard for me, and that wasn't the main point of me joining in the first place. Around 2009 to 2010, when my YouTube was still booming, and I don't really know why the Justin Bieber video had the most views, like almost 10 million for this channel. I don't know. What do you guys think? I honestly do not know. I was really enticed to join the Air Force. You know, everyone's stereotype and perspective about the Air Force, and I can't blame them. Now that I've been in the Army 7 years and, you know, still getting older in the Army, I understand why people pick the Air Force, you know, because they have comfy chairs, they have the most chillest, illest, best ACs in barracks, and they get hazard pay for living in an Army base and stuff like that. Drake knows it. The Air Force life is chill, right, Drake? Right, Drake? Right, Drake? Right, Drake? So yeah, I took the ASVAB. I believe my initial score back at that time was like 49 or like less than 50 or something like that. It didn't work out for me. It took a while. It took a while, like forever, like months to almost a year, and it was ridiculous. I was in no rush, in no hurry when I was trying to join, and during that time there was no military videos whatsoever, kind of like vlogs that I do right now, and other military YouTubers. Carbs. There was nothing like that. So you guys are fortunate now that you have the internet and all these videos to help you out before you join. Because before, it's just like going in a dark room with a blindfold on and like, oh, I'm in the military, what am I gonna experience? Nothing, because there was no informational stuff out there like us, like what we do online. So I went to the Army. This was back in 2010-ish. You know, I was already tested. I passed the ASVAB, so they're like, oh great, you passed the ASVAB already, let's see what you qualify for. I do remember that 13 Bravo artillery, I think some sort of Seaburn, I think it was 784 Delta that was open, and I think it was like an 88 mic and something else. So I was like, oh, there's a lot of jobs, but these are not the jobs that I wanted. Again, telling you guys, I've been doing YouTube and I love making videos, not just Army stories, but unique stories of individuals, or just making entertainment videos for entertainment, I guess entertainment for myself, but just videos, you know, it's just fun. The concept of me recording a video using my laptop back in the day or something cheap, upload it, and a few hundred people will watch it, up to 1,000 to almost 1 million. That's insane. That's amazing, that concept. I was like, if I can do that in the Army, because I heard there's a job like that, you know, working with cameras and videos, public affairs, or a 25 series type of thing, that would be amazing. So I was opting out for like video equipment maintainer operator, obviously 46 Quebec, Romeo back in the day, public affairs, something that has to deal with cameras and producing videos and pictures and editing stories and covering stuff like that, documentaries, combat camera. Those were the ones that I was really interested in, so it was not available. Typical stereotype, you know, some recruiters are great, some recruiters are not, so they're gonna force you and really harp on you like, sign something, sign something, sign something. If not, this is your last chance, last hope. But like what I told you, I've been waiting for the Air Force for like a whole year, and I just try to see what I have or what the Army has to offer during that time. So it wasn't, it was like not for me, so I disappeared, kind of like most of the recruits. You guys disappear. As long as you guys don't want to do it anymore, you guys disappear. But I would highly appreciate and recommend it if you actually talk to your recruiters, career counselors, all across the branch, like, hey, straight up, like, hey, sergeant, petty officer, airman, like, sir, sorry, but I don't think this branch is for me anymore. I think I'm gonna find something else or go to a different branch because this is not what I want. Which is understandable. You may or may not hear something from your recruiter, career counselor, or whatever. That's just the nature of the beast. But it doesn't matter. What matters is your life and what job that you're picking. And that's how I work with my people. So I went back to the Air Force. You know, I retested because I think 49 during that time wasn't qualifying anymore. So I retested and I got a 64. So I basically qualified and all of that. All my paperwork was squared away because I've been talking to this other Air Force recruiter for the longest here in California, the longest. We have email exchanges and all of that. I was finally able to be scheduled to go to MEPS to do my physical, but for the Air Force, I don't know if it's still the same thing, but I don't think you can pick a certain job until you go to MEPS. At MEPS and you pick the job over there, whatever's available. But I was pretty open about it because everyone says like the Air Force is pretty chill, better way of life and all of that, you know, which I see now, I understand. So I decided to like, okay, let's go, sergeant from the Air Force, let's go do it. Like, I'm gonna join the Air Force, do physicals that day and enlist that day and probably ship like a few months after. But guess what happened? Little Archiezzle had so much time making YouTube videos and had so much time working. I was able to sustain myself and I had so much time actually to go to the gym. So Archiezzle was never a heavy lifter, bodybuilder, or anything crazy like that, or weight training type of person. So I pushed myself and exerted too much effort on my body that I started getting hemorrhoids. And at MEPS, you know, you turn around, you bend over, you cough, and they check everything. So being the right individual, the right decision that I made during that time, I told my recruiter, it was a female too, like, Sergeant, I don't think this will be a good thing to have at the physicals at the MEPS. I don't know, but I might as well tell you because you're my recruiter, because you've been helping me for like a whole year, even though I went to the Army and then went back to the Air Force. And I told her I have hemorrhoids. And she automatically said like, oh, yeah, let me get back to you. And then she got back to me like a few days, almost a week I think. And everything was explained again like, yeah, we gotta keep pushing it back until it clears up or it's not swollen anymore or anything like that, because you can't have that because you are gonna fail at MEPS if you have hemorrhoids. So that's what happened on my situation when I was joining. So it went on and on and on. And remember, I've been talking to a recruiter since 2009. 2010, October-ish came and I was like, you know what? I'm done. You know, like, I'm done waiting for like almost a year and a half with the Air Force. Is this really what I wanted? And I started looking into the Army. And I came across some videos online from Jimmy D. Shea, famous military online YouTuber for the Marines and now works for All Hands Magazine for DMA. And he just motivated me, you know, like I was doing YouTube before and he motivated me about the Marines. But something about the Marines didn't really kind of like enticed me or made me happier. I didn't really know, which we will be talking about in a future video, why I did not pick or join the Marines. So I decided to join the Army because they are more inclined with actual careers and jobs. And I wanted something medical because, believe it or not, I actually studied pre-nursing before I got to the States. In the Philippines, even up to now, if you're a Filipino, you know this, pretty much everyone, and even here in the States, is trying to go nursing. And I will still consider going nursing. It's just my situation in life at the moment. So that was the deal. I went to the Army. My first choice still was something about cameras, videos, editing and stuff like that, but it wasn't available. But I finally, you know, pulled myself together and told myself like, okay, I wanted something else. I wanted something different, you know, might as well go Army medic, combat medic or something medical. My mom was actually against it because it's combat medic, you know, you get sent to the line, you might get sent to the hospital or something like that, but regardless, you will have your deployment time and all that, which every branch has a deployment. It just varies on what type of deployment it is. So I went Army medic and case was closed. Fast forward, went to AIT Went to basic training AIT. Went to Germany and, you know, stopped for 4 years making videos from 2011. I went dry when I joined the Army, like no more Army videos. I would post little clips here and there, and I'll post somewhere, some stuff on the screen if you want to see it. It's just like random stuff when I was in Germany, when Ileana was a baby. And 2016, when I finally saw Drip 46 videos again, for the first time, not again, but when I saw for the first time Drip 46 for the first time, I got motivated and inspired by this young Army private, you know, because he makes Army videos. And I'm in the Army, and I'm a medic. I used to do that. And I used to follow the footsteps of Jimmy D. Shea. So hopefully everything turns out. But that is basically the main reason why I didn't join the Air Force. I felt like I was pushed around. I understand they have their own standards. I understand my situation. But on my personal timeline, that's been like almost 2 years, 2009, when I started thinking about it and actually putting my paperwork together. I didn't ship till like, or I didn't really join till like end of 2010. And I didn't ship till like March of 2011. So I could have been in the military, whatever branch it may be, probably Air Force if everything was straight, beginning of or mid 2009. You know, I could have been like 9 years in, 8 years in, but I'm only 7 years in because I joined a little later. You know, so that's my story. My question to you guys are, do you guys like the story? Do you have the same situation? What happened to you if ever you went through the same shenanigans? Let me know in the comment section below. We're keeping up the videos again every day, all day. Post down below. If you want me to talk about anything, a story, anything that interests you, leave me a comment down below. I would really love to hear it. Follow your dreams. Watch Archiezzle. Support your boy if you really do, because I would really highly appreciate it. We're not stopping. We're gonna get bigger, better, faster, stronger. Okay, that's it for today. See you in the next video. Archiezzle out.